Princess Leonor. Born into royalty, raised under a crown, and destined for a throne. But behind the palace walls, her life has never been ordinary. She was not just Spain's little princess, she was a child carrying a kingdom's future on her shoulders. They said royal childhoods are easy. They were wrong. Because for Leonor of Spain, childhood was not just playtime and fairy tales. It was lessons, duty, and destiny, written in every step she took. From the moment she opened her eyes, the world opened theirs. Cameras, headlines, and expectations followed her every move. But beneath the glittering tiaras and royal portraits, there was a little girl, curious, shy, and full of dreams like any other. Born on October 31, 2005, in Madrid, Princess Leonor of Bourbon and Ortiz entered history before she could even walk. The daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, she was the first Spanish princess in centuries to stand first in line to the throne. Her birth changed everything. A new era for Spain had begun. While other children learned to write their names, Leonor was learning the history of her nation. Her first classroom was not a schoolroom, it was the palace itself. Teachers, mentors, guards, and servants all played their part in shaping the young princess. Every bow, every gesture, every word, carefully chosen, perfectly practiced. Her parents wanted something different for her. Queen Letizia, a journalist before becoming queen, insisted that Leonor's life would not be defined by walls of protocol. Felipe and Letizia wanted her to be human first, royal second. And so, unlike many royals before her, Leonor's childhood had moments of ordinary joy, bike rides, music, and laughter with her younger sister, Infanta Sofia. But even ordinary moments came with extraordinary pressure. Every smile could become tomorrow's headline. Every gesture could spark a political debate. And so, from an early age, Leonor learned to balance her heart with her crown. At school, she was known simply as Leonor. No titles, no privileges, just another student, until the national anthem played, and everyone remembered who she was. Her classmates described her as calm, respectful, but deeply private. She was intelligent, fluent in several languages, and already aware that one day, her signature would seal royal decrees. Her public life began gently. Her first official event came at just 9 years old. She stood beside her parents, waving shyly at the crowd. The world saw a sweet, nervous girl. But the Spanish people saw their future queen. And then came 2014, a year that changed everything. Her grandfather, King Juan Carlos I, abdicated the throne. In one historic moment, her father became King Felipe VI, and Leonor became the Princess of Asturias, the heir apparent to the Spanish crown. Overnight, childhood met destiny. Spain watched as the young princess, dressed in soft white, stood beside her father during the proclamation. Felipe looked at her with pride, Letizia with tears. And from that day forward, the crown wasn't just a symbol, it was her future. But growing up royal is not all ceremony. It's isolation, security, a life where every step is watched. Her teenage years were a delicate balance between tradition and modern life. She attended school, studied hard, and yet, every exam, every friendship, every trip, was planned around her royal duties. Leonor's education became one of the most carefully designed programs in modern royal history. History, politics, international law, languages, each subject chosen to prepare her for one role, queen. In 2021, the palace announced a decision that shocked Spain. Princess Leonor would leave home to study abroad at the United World College of the Atlantic in Wales. The same school, attended by royals like Princess Elizabeth of Belgium and Princess Alexia of the Netherlands. For the first time, Leonor stepped away from her parents, away from the palace, and into the world. There, she experienced freedom. She lived in a shared dorm, ate in a cafeteria, and joined students from around the world. No royal titles, no official treatment, just Leonor, again. It was a new chapter, one that tested her independence and shaped her identity. But freedom came with responsibility. Even while studying, she carried Spain's image abroad. Every small act, every smile, reflected on her family, her nation, her crown. Yet, in this environment, she found her voice, strong, calm, and confident. Her return to Spain marked another milestone. On her 18th birthday, She took the solemn oath before Parliament to uphold Spain's constitution, the same oath her father once swore. Cameras flashed. Applause thundered. It was the moment Spain truly saw her not as a child, but as their future queen. The image of Princess Leonor, standing in a crisp white suit, hand on the Constitution, became one of the defining royal moments of modern Spain. She spoke with grace, clarity, and poise. In that moment, she wasn't just fulfilling tradition, she was redefining it. The Spanish people have grown with her, from her first timid wave to her confident promise to serve her country. Yet, beneath her royal image remains a quiet strength, the legacy of her parents' love and her own deep sense of duty. Those close to her describe Leonor as thoughtful, determined, and deeply aware of her role. She values education, discipline, and empathy, qualities her mother, Queen Letizia, worked hard to instill. But she also inherited her father's calm authority, his composure, his sense of loyalty to the Spanish people. Her relationship with her sister, Infanta Sofia, is another window into her humanity. Despite the world focusing on Leonor, she never stands alone. The two share laughter, secrets, and support. Sofia often stands slightly behind her sister in ceremonies, not out of duty, but out of solidarity. Together, they embody the modern face of Spain's monarchy: unity, youth, and compassion. Behind the formality of her royal life lies an emotional truth. Leonor has lived every chapter of her childhood under the weight of expectation. But she has turned that weight into grace. While other young royals struggle under pressure, Leonor has learned to thrive within it. Today, at the threshold of adulthood, Princess Leonor continues to evolve, balancing ancient traditions with a new, modern vision of leadership. She is not the silent royal of the past, but a voice for the future, a generation that values equality, education, and empathy. Her childhood, though royal, has been human. Filled with study, sacrifice, and strength. It is a story of a girl who was born a princess but is growing into a queen the world can believe in. Because Princess Leonor's life has never been about privilege, it's been about purpose. And as Spain looks to its future, one thing is clear: the little girl who once waved shyly from the palace balcony is no longer just a symbol. She is a leader in the making, shaped by history, driven by love, and guided by the destiny she was born to fulfill. This is the story of Princess Leonor, her childhood, her duty, her heart. The making of a monarch. The girl who will one day wear the crown not just of Spain, but of hope.